What's up, everybody? It's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, one of the original world warlords. And as always, bring you the knowledge and dropping the science in this industry of what we call trucking, okay? I'm doing this particular video in response to my air brake antifreeze video because a lot of the questions that I've been getting is, what does one do when your airbags, the airbags on your tractor don't inflate? What do you have to do and stuff? Because a lot of people are under the misconception that you can put the air brake antifreeze inside your airlines, and that the air will circulate through the tractor. It'll circulate it pretty much circulates through the whole system and stuff, and then it frees up any kind of ice buildup that you may have inside your system, and that's not the case. If you put the air brake antifreeze in your air brake lines on your trailer, then the only thing that's going to free up is anything that's in your trailer. That's it. It doesn't circulate back into the truck and stuff. So what you're going to have to do is, it's either one or two things. You're going to have to either, if it's dealing with your airbags, if it's with your airbags and stuff, I'm going to show you. But as far as if you have another issue where your whole air system and stuff freezes up, then the only way you can get it unfrozen and stuff is if you take the airline from your air compressor, which is very difficult. You got to find an airline to go to your air compressor. You're gonna have to put the air brake antifreeze inside of there and stuff, and then allow it to circulate inside the air system that way and stuff, which is it's very difficult to do and stuff. So I'm not even suggesting it to that point and stuff. But dealing with your airbags, on the other hand, if you're having an issue with your airbag, then what happens is that you have an air leveler valve. You have an air leveler valve and stuff, and so you have some airlines and stuff that go to that, and so that's one of the vital points where condensation and stuff is built up, and along with the air and stuff, it freezes up. And so in order to get it unfrozen, you have to do either one or two things. And so let's go back in and stuff, and I can show you. All right, first let's identify where your air leveler valve is and stuff. And so if anyone wants to know where it is and stuff, the only thing you have to do is follow this line. This is where you can identify where your air leveler valve is that it's usually connected to your rod here, and your rod is what sets your ride height on your airbags. And so once you follow that right there, right here where you have these airlines and stuff connected to, that's your air leveler valve. What happens is that it freezes up because, again, it's one of your vital points and stuff where condensation meets up. When condensation meets up, air meets up, and because of the cold air that's outside, it freezes. And so you have to do either one or two things. Either you have to take that airline off and stuff, which is sticking up to the right here. You have to take that off, which is fairly simple. You just press down on it, press up, and then pour some of the air brake antifreeze in there and stuff to free that up. Or you have to get some kind of heat to that air leveler valve and stuff, which is something like a barbecue, one of those barbecue lighters and stuff, is that you put some heat to it. But you have to be careful if you take that route there. You keep the heat on the metal, but not on the plastic, because those airlines and stuff are made of plastic, and heat hits it enough, then you wind up messing up those airlines and stuff, and then you got a whole nother set of problems. But what you do is that you put the heat to it to a point to where you'll start to hear it. You'll start to hear the very air start breaking up in there, and once it break up and stuff, then your level valve and stuff will be free of the condensation buildup that's inside of the ice that's built up inside of it. And so they'll give you a temporary fix, because what happens is that the air will begin to build up again over time, and then your level valve and stuff will freeze up. So some of the causes of that Some of the causes of it is when you make a transition from a warmer climate to a very cold climate, like what we're experiencing right now and stuff. I'm currently in Virginia. Where the temperatures is right there around 60 degrees and stuff. And so I'm heading up to the northeast and stuff where, the temperatures are going to drop, around to the 30s, probably in the 20s. And so when your tractor makes that transition from the cold to the warm to the cold, is that any kind of condensation buildup that's inside your air system is going to eventually turn to ice. It's going to eventually turn to ice and stuff if your air dryer doesn't catch the moisture build up and stuff inside of your air system. A lot of times it can catch it, but for some cases and stuff it doesn't, which is an indicator of you have your air dryer filter stuff needs to be changed and stuff. Even though your air dryer is kicking out at 120 psi, it's purging like it's supposed to and stuff, but the fact is that you got so much buildup in your filters, it's allowing the moisture and stuff to still stay inside of your system. And so, that's one of the things that we neglect. It's something that needs to be changed at least once a year. Every winter it needs to be changed and stuff. And so, that's one of the issues and stuff there. But in the case and stuff where you get up into the climate and your airbags and stuff drop, then it's pretty much too late and stuff to try to change the filter and stuff to rectify the situation. So what you again have to do and stuff is you either have to have one of those lighters, a mini torch or something, and put it on the air level valve, or if you have the air brake antifreeze, is that you take the airline off and stuff, and then you pour some of the air brake antifreeze and stuff into the purge valve, seal it back up, it frees that up then and stuff. And so in cases like that, it does allow some of it and stuff to be flowed into the air system, which can free up again some of the ice buildup and stuff that you may have inside of your air system. But in those cases there and stuff is that we forget to change our air dry filters, which causes a lot of moisture and stuff to go inside your which allows a lot of the moisture and stuff to go inside your air dry system, your air system. And then sometimes the stuff is with the transition, we forget to dump out the moisture buildup and stuff that happened from the transition from the north to the south, and then from the south to the north. Is that in cases like that, when you can do it, try to do it and stuff when the weather and stuff is warm. Keep those air tanks and stuff clear of any moisture buildup and stuff. And so that's what will keep, for the most part, a lot of the moisture, the traveling, or a lot of water and stuff to travel inside your air system. But again, for the most part and stuff, that's what happens there and stuff is that, again, pouring it inside here and stuff, it affects nothing. If you pour the air brake antifreeze stuff inside these air brake airlines, then the only thing it's doing is just sending the fluid and stuff through your trailer, and from your trailer and stuff is going to catch inside of your air tank, which is in the back here. And this why it doesn't circulate and stuff back to your air system. And so that air tank is pretty much what catches everything and stuff. And so from there, it has a peacock valve in the bottom. And so you turn that, and that dumps out anything and stuff that's been caught inside of your air system. And so again, it doesn't circulate. Pouring air brake antifreeze does not circulate in your truck if you pour it inside your airline. The only way that it can circulate is if you pour it from the compressor line, which is it's very difficult and stuff, man, to get off, or you have to pour it directly into your air leveler valve and stuff. And so that's one of the few ways and stuff in order to free up the ice buildup and stuff that happens while your airbags and stuff don't build up. The other thing is which is also kind of hard and stuff to pull off, but you know, it is possible, is that if you can make it to a shop and they can pull your truck in the shop and stuff and allow your truck to warm up a little bit, then once it warms up and stuff, then you know, the ice turns into water and stuff, is pushed out, you know, it's pushed into your air system and stuff. From there you dump it, and then you know, that helps out and stuff again. So you know, again, it's a temporary fix, but in order to fix it permanently, you have to start with your air dryer and stuff. You know, either your air dryer filter, you have to change your filter, and once you take off your filter, it pretty much lets you know and stuff, you know, the condition of your air dryer. You know, if you got any kind of oil and stuff build up in there, large amounts of oil, then that's showing that your air compressor is failing, as to why your air dryer and stuff failed. But you know, again, that can only be known if you take off the air dryer filter. And so you know, other than that, change your air dryer filter once a year, you know, especially before winter kicks in and stuff, and that should stop that problem right there. Again, I hope this video was helpful. If there's any more information, stuff that you need me to elaborate on and stuff, feel free to hit me up. My contact information is on my page. And with that being said, it's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, telling you as always, continue your research, fact finding studies, harness on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.